Hello, fam, and welcome to your post 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. slate week 4 check-in or recap, however you want to put it. I've got to look into the scores for fantasy, but it seems like the scores in fantasy are down because of this terrible play by the league. Just not receivers not being where they're supposed to be, the quarterbacks not putting the ball where it's supposed to be. The running game and the kicking game is better than I expected, but the passing game just is not where it should be, and a lot of penalties, it seems like. I'm going to do a little analysis on that to see if it's just, my imagination or if I'm overthinking it. But, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of penalties. It's very sloppy, which you can't really measure that necessarily other than by penalties, but it just looks bad. So, not sure what to think about that. Nonetheless, it's just unfortunate. So, anywho, I was trying to think of a way to summarize recent events, and the best way I can think about it is that Sam Darnold is currently ranked 6th for quarterbacks, and I don't know if that's heading into today's play or if that is updated currently after the games. But nonetheless, the fact that he's even fantasy relevant and that the Vikings are 4-0, that just explains how messed up the league is and I'll come out and say it, how royally fucked up it is. And he's taking the limelight away from younger quarterbacks and just teams that should be running the headlines, and they're just not, and they have to come and take it. But the Vikings and Mr. Darnold, with all due respect, it's like that picture of GameStop back when they had their run and Big Bird's there, and it's in the boardroom, and they're like, basically saying that they're one of the biggest companies in the S&P by market cap, where they just don't belong. And I'm not saying they do or don't, but at the time, it was clear that they didn't. I'm not saying anything about now, but it's just how bad they stick out, and it just doesn't make any sense. That's what that picture represented, and that when you compare that picture to now, that's what Sam Darnold and the Vikings are compared to the league, and just the overall state of the league. And it says more about the fact that the talent isn't balling out like it should. And it's week 4, fellas. I mean, it's about to be week 5. Like, the team's got to start picking it up because, you have more games now. And, even though Mr. Goodell says we're all about player safety. Right. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that about as much as that the league doesn't love the Chiefs, which we know both are true. So we're right back where we started. But I don't want to ramble on for too long. I just want to make a couple key points. And gonna proceed here with some keys into the game tonight, and gonna let everybody enjoy it. So nonetheless, Sam Darnold, I don't know what's going on there in the Vikings, but Mr. Rodgers, you let a team come into your house, a rookie quarterback, and they beat you, and you didn't score a touchdown. I don't believe they did. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody wants to leave a comment or shoot me a text, whatever. But it was just awful play, really awful play. I don't understand it. And not that he's necessarily at this stage of his career supposed to be putting up, crazy numbers or anything like that, but he should be doing better. And he rehabbed all his, from his injuries and everything, and you would think he would put out a little bit better of an effort. And if I know him like I think I do, not personally, of course, just from watching him play, I think he will rebound, but it's just a shame to see. It's again, speaking to how messed up things are in the league. Mr. Richardson, not that this is a surprise that he got injured again, but dude, come on. It's your second year. You're trying to, he had some concussions and whatever else was wrong, and you're just right back to the injured-ridden ways. Some players just made from paper mache, and really, it's not that I don't think he's tough. I just think he's playing dumb, and he needs to be smarter about the hits he's taking and the positions he's putting himself. You got to do better, pal. You're supposed to be the franchise guy and setting an example, and you're just not right now. And certainly somebody that's not setting an example is Mr. Murray. Popcorn Fart Murray just continues to disappoint. I'm trying to think of a way to say this. I mean, Harrison, he's a rookie receiver and maybe is not going to immediately turn things around, but there's some hope, right? And you're thinking going into the season that maybe Murray can get his career back on track, and there's not supposed to be another console coming out for another month or two, and you're thinking, all right, there's a window of opportunity here to not only for team success, but maybe from a fantasy standpoint, and just know it's not happening. And all bets are off once that console comes out, because we've seen the charts on his performance, and it's not too good. So I guess what I'll end this this little what have you on with is with the keys to the game tonight, or things to watch out for, I should say. I think Baltimore will have a more balanced approach tonight than before, and I think, assuming the game and the game flow and they maintain control the way I think they will, then I think they're going to transition more to the run game over time as the game goes on. And they want to be careful, I'm sure, with not overusing Jackson and Henry because they were used a lot last week. And that's why I think Flowers should have a pretty decent game. And on the other side, for the Bills, Shakir is the only receiver that I think could. That's the only one that I've seen has some consistency on the team. Otherwise, they're just kind of randomly getting some production, and I think that ends tonight. While obviously there's going to be some people that need to catch the ball, obviously, but I think Mr. Allen throws his first pick of the season. I think he looks like a normal quarterback, like he is. The fairy tale run is over, and it'll come back to reality tonight. I think Baltimore gets the W, and I think Allen will look like a normal quarterback, like he is. He's not this Torino, elite status quarterback. He's just not it. And maybe with better receivers, he would be, but I don't see how with this receiving crew that they are able to keep this up. And even if I'm wrong tonight, I don't see it over the long term for the season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'm monitoring X tonight. If something happens, and I'm hoping does, then y'all might be in store for something special tonight. We'll see. If not, it'll be reserved for another night, and that's just fine. Without further ado, enjoy the game tonight, and of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do.